From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, October 3rd. If you enjoyed yesterday's weather, you're going to love today. Really similar, mostly sunny skies, winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so nothing too windy there, with high temperatures to be around 70 degrees. Indiana Task Force 1 says it is working neighborhood to neighborhood to help communities clean up after Hurricane Ian. At last update, the team was in Fort Myers, Florida, one of the areas hit hardest by the storm. According to Florida's Emergency Management Agency, crews rescued more than 1,600 people statewide. And this morning, 600,000 people across Florida are still without power. That's down, though, from a peak of about 2.6 million. Authorities have confirmed at least 68 deaths from Ian so far. 61 happened in Florida. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis toured the damage over the weekend. He was in Arcadia yesterday afternoon, about 30 miles inland from where the storm made landfall. DeSantis says the state will start building a temporary structure this week to restore access to Pine Island, the largest of the southwestern Florida's barrier islands devastated by the storm. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are scheduled to visit the state Wednesday. First, the Bidens will survey damage from Hurricane Fiona in Puerto Rico today. Thousands of people there are still without power 2 weeks after the Category 1 storm hit. The island had barely recovered from the impact of Hurricane Maria, which hit in 2017. Biden has promised the U.S. will do whatever it takes to help. Today, jurors are set to begin hearing the sedition case against 5 members of the Oath Keepers. The organization's founder, Stuart Rhodes, and 4 other associates are charged in the most serious case to reach trial yet following the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Prosecutors say they held a weeks-long plot to stop the transfer of presidential power. Each member could face up to 20 years in prison. To the Colts, the team faces a short turnaround this morning ahead of Thursday night's primetime game in Denver. The Colts' uneven season took a sour turn Sunday as they failed to hold on to the ball and any momentum from last week's win over the Chiefs. It was all Tennessee early. The Titans had a 21-point lead, but Matt Ryan connected with Mo Alley-Cox for a touchdown before the half. Indianapolis got to within a touchdown, but kicked away their last scoring chance with a missed field goal, and the Titans ran out the clock. Final score, 24-17. Tennessee has now won 4 straight against the Colts. Indianapolis police say officers shot and killed a man after he held his ex-girlfriend hostage on the southwest side. IMPD says it responded to the armed man near Washington and Holt just after 10 yesterday morning. Police say SWAT officers were on the scene when they heard a shot from inside. According to police, officers entered the home and 4 SWAT team members fired their weapons, hitting the suspect. The department says the man was pronounced dead and the woman was rescued. According to IMPD, this was not the first time officers were called to that home. IMPD says all 4 officers who fired their guns are on administrative leave until a review is complete. A Shelbyville woman is sentenced to 6 months in custody for abandoning her 5-year-old son in Ohio. As we've reported, Heather Adkins pleaded guilty last month to child endangerment. Prosecutors say Adkins drove from Indiana to Tennessee in February and on the way back abandoned her son, who is autistic, on a dead-end street near Cincinnati. Passing drivers spotted the boy trying to wave cars down in the rain. As part of her sentence, Adkins will get mental health and substance abuse treatment. And today, the trial for a Wisconsin man accused of driving an SUV through a Christmas parade begins. Prosecutors say Darrell Brooks killed 6 people and injured dozens more in a Milwaukee suburb in November. He faces nearly 80 charges. Last week, a judge granted a request to allow Brooks to represent himself. He has no legal training, but will have the opportunity to cross-examine anyone who testifies. Police in Pittsburgh are working to figure out what led to the death of a fan at a Steelers game yesterday. Detectives say a man died after falling off an escalator. He was taken to a local hospital in critical condition, where medics did pronounce him dead. Police have not identified the victim. Families of 125 people who died in a soccer match stampede are now struggling to comprehend the sudden loss of life. There were funerals for 2 teenage victims in Indonesia. Police say the stampede happened after a match between 2 of the country's biggest soccer teams Saturday night. Supporters from the losing team stormed the pitch, and at least 18 officers fired tear gas into the crowd. That triggered a disastrous crush of fans making a panicked run for the exits. Those 18 officers are now under investigation. United Airlines says it is pausing service at New York's JFK Airport at the end of the month. The airline calls it a temporary move, but is not saying when flights will start again. It's the most significant move yet in a dispute over gates. United says it needs more slots to stay competitive. United says it will transfer its 100 employees at JFK to other airports. 3 U.S. postal workers are in custody and several others charged in a $1.3 million fraud and identity theft scheme. According to the Justice Department, the employees and an accomplice are accused of stealing credit cards in the mail. The DOJ says that the credit cards were used at various high-end retail stores in New York and New Jersey. Authorities are still looking for 5 other people accused. And to some business headlines here. A new study says Indiana is ranked 36th worst state for workers. The Oxfam American Report ranks states on wage policies, worker protections, and rights to unionize. American shoppers are finding fewer deals like buy one, get one free promotions or 99-cent 2-liter bottles of soda, according to supermarket executives and analysts. The Wall Street Journal analysis finds the frequency and depth of U.S. grocery store discounts remain below 2019 levels. Discounts and promotions are down from 2019 levels for all grocery categories except for meat. Elon Musk's much-touted Droid is a dud, at least compared to the state-of-the-art robots from Boston Dynamics. Such was the reaction on Twitter and other social media after Musk unveiled Tesla's Optimus prototype. Social media posters called the robot slow and odd. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.